Controversy over the death penalty has been a major controversy all throughout history and more commonly over the last few decades. Many believe it is morally wrong to euthanize these criminals based on their heinous crimes, while others believe it is only fair and deserved to do so. The use of the death penalty depends on the state and the opinions of the citizens belonging to that particular state. In most cases, the red states or Republican states support the death penalty while the blue states or Democratic states oppose it. Although the death penalty is frowned upon by many politicians and civilians, there are many positives that the death penalty can contribute to today's modern world of justice. The death penalty needs to be more affordable for all jailhouses and be enforced in more states due to the costs, the overpopulations of prisons, the convenience, and the beginning of the grieving process of the victim's family. With the death penalty, cost is a huge factor in which it can save American taxpayers money. Some of the Americans' taxpayers' money is used to hold criminals in jail, which can cost thousands and thousands of dollars. While the death penalty messages can be cheaper, depending on the state, we should take advantage of the opportunity to save money. The American taxpayers' money should not be spent on holding criminals when there is an alternative way to help save Americans' taxpayers' money. The tax money should be spent to help make the death penalty more efficient and cheaper for the future. The cost of holding an inmate can be very expensive over his time in prison, and Americans are paying for that in taxes every year. Compared to the cost of the death penalty, it is a one-time thing. It can be expensive, depending on the state, but the benefits are that you do not have to pay for a life sentencing, thus cheapening taxes. The biggest factor on the cost is the automatic appeal. If the justice system would eliminate the automatic appeals for proven convicts, that alone would cheapen the cost and make the death penalty more affordable to use. The overall best way to use American taxes is to use the death penalty and help all states reach a point to cheapen and be more efficient. There needs to be a way to cheapen the methods of the death penalty as well. Recently, there have been trouble finding the chemicals used for the injection. Could the jail hire an extremely trained mercenary to do the job of the injection and the gas chamber? Pay the merchant a steady wage and also make more jobs. Overpopulation is another reason to support the death penalty. With jails being overpopulated, there is a higher risk of jailbreaks and prisoners escaping. These criminals are extremely dangerous and if broken out will repeat the actions on how they got into jail to begin with, putting innocent civilians in more risk. With the death penalty enforced, for prisoner numbers will be lowered and jailbreaks numbers will be reduced. Keeping the lives of innocent American civilians safer is the most important objective the justice system has. Overpopulation can also be dangerous to the brave men and women guarding the prison on the inside. Yes, it is their job to protect, but isn't there a way the people can make their jobs safer? With the death penalty introduced, many of these criminals will not be in the jailhouse, but on death row. This will then protect the officers on the inside, even with less dangerous criminals inside. Convenience can be a problem as well. If there is overpopulation, what is going to happen if there are no more cells? The government will use the American taxes to build more holding cells and more prisoners. Soon this problem will reoccur and the government will need more cells. Another reason the death penalty should be enforced is to save money from the taxpayers. It is really convenient. All prisoners should have a small death row building, saving money on transportation and on all availability. The last topic about death penalty is the grieving process of the family affected in the criminal's choices. Some want to see the criminal rot in jail, while the others want to feel even. The choice of life or death is very controversial depending on which state you live in. In California, it is very rare to send a person on death row since it is more expensive because California is a democratic state. The cost of sending someone to death row is 10 times more expensive than a life sentence. But why is it more expensive? The death penalty should be at a set price through all the states and can be negotiated/determined every year. No state should have different regulations on the death penalty. The family should have the choice to choose the fate of the convict, and to help with the grieving process, the government should help make the death penalty more affordable so that the people have a choice. The death penalty may stay controversial, and there are many different people who have different opinions. The death penalty needs to be more affordable for all jailhouses and be enforced in more states due to the costs, the overpopulations of prisons, the convenience, and the beginning of the grieving process for the victim's family. But no matter their opinion, there should always be ways to help cheapen the cost and make the death penalty a true decision rather than an affordable option. All the benefits of the use of the death penalty outweigh the negatives that come with this choice. The death penalty is a very responsible choice, reasonable choice, and should widely be used not only in Republican states but in all states. The American people should have an option to save money or choose what is morally right to them, and with achieving of the death penalty, receive a choice. But they should realize that the death penalty is the best choice.